harsh warning from Russia. The U.S. must prepare for a potential major crisis. Following the arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, Dmitry Medvedev, a senior Russian security official and Putin's right-hand man, issued a statement that shocked the world. He emphasized that only maximum military force, including nuclear weapons, could make the United States listen to Russia's warning. Does this mean that U.S. and Russian nuclear weapons could face off against each other? And what both countries have? Keep a close eye on this developing story. The world today stands on the edge of a very steep cliff. Washington, increasingly displaying unchecked arrogance, has once again revealed its true face as a global predator hungry for resources. This time, their sights are set on Venezuela, a country led by Nicolas Maduro. Under a forced pretext, American forces launched a military strike in Caracas, capturing President Maduro and his wife. However, Washington seems to have forgotten that we no longer live in a post-Cold War unipolar era. Across the ocean, the Kremlin is not standing idle. The Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs has firmly demanded the immediate release of the Venezuelan leader. Moscow's voice is not mere diplomatic rhetoric. It is a warning from a major power with unmatched destructive technology. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, in direct communication with Vice President Delcy Rodriguez Gomez, has expressed Russia's full solidarity. The question now is, what if this diplomatic warning is ignored by the White House? If the U.S. continues to impose its will, it will soon realize that the military muscle it has long prided itself on is beginning to look outdated in the face of Russia's cutting-edge innovations. With a nuclear warhead arsenal exceeding 10,000 units alongside its allies, and China rapidly catching up, the global balance of power has permanently shifted eastward. By December 20th 25, through the 20th 27 until 20th 36 State Armament Program, Russia had solidified its position as a leader in strategic nuclear technology. While the United States is still relying on the LGM-30G Minuteman III, a relic of the 1970s housed in easily mapped fixed silos, Russia has leaped far ahead with the RS-24 Yars and RS-28 Sarmat. The Yars missile is a symbol of deadly flexibility. As a mobile intercontinental ballistic missile, Yars is nearly impossible to track or destroy in a preemptive strike. However, Russia's true crown jewel is the Sarmat, dubbed Satan II by the West. Weighing over 200 tons, Sarmat can carry a warhead payload sufficient to wipe out an area the size of Texas or France in a single launch. What makes it terrifying for the Pentagon is Sarmat's ability to fly over the South Pole, bypassing the entire U.S. missile defense system concentrated at the North Pole. Completing this arsenal is the Avangard Hypersonic glide vehicle, which renders even the most advanced air defense systems irrelevant. Avangard can streak through the atmosphere at Mach 27, executing unpredictable sharp maneuvers. To U.S. radar operators, Avangard is not a target that can be shot down. It is lightning striking before the sound of its blast is even heard. Beneath the ocean, Russia's dominance becomes even more absolute. Bore-class strategic submarines equipped with RSM-56 Bulava missiles are silent predators capable of launching doomsday strikes from beneath the Arctic ice. Yet, what truly haunts the nightmares of American admirals is the Khabarovsk-class submarine carrying two M39 Poseidon. Poseidon is no ordinary torpedo. It is a nuclear-powered underwater drone with virtually unlimited range. If detonated off the U.S. coast, Poseidon could create radioactive tsunamis hundreds of meters high, submerging American coastal cities for decades. This is the weapon that reduces U.S. aircraft carriers to little more than floating piles of useless steel. Washington often boasts about its precision missiles, such as the Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile, Storm Shadow, or ATACMS. However, in the scale of modern conflict, these weapons are mere toys compared to what Russian engineers have developed. Russia has entered an era where speed is no longer just an advantage. It is an absolute law on the battlefield. Take the Oreshnik, the latest medium-range ballistic missile that has recently shaken the global military map. The Oreshnik can strike targets at hypersonic speeds, splitting into multiple warheads that hit the ground like digitally guided meteors. No US Patriot or THAAD system can touch this missile. At sea, the 3M-22 Zircon hypersonic cruise missile has changed the rules of maritime warfare. With speeds of Mach 9, the Zircon can penetrate US aircraft carrier defenses before they even realize a threat exists. Meanwhile, for long-range strikes, Russia has the 9M729, a subsonic cruise missile extremely difficult for radar to detect due to its low flight profile. Yet the pinnacle of Russian engineering is the 9M730 Burevestnik. This is a cruise missile powered by a small nuclear reactor, giving it truly unlimited range. The Burevestnik can fly around the globe for days, searching for gaps in enemy defenses from the most unexpected directions, and strike with surgical precision. The US has no equivalent to this weapon, still constrained by conventional designs limited by chemical fuel. If we compare these two powers objectively, the big picture is clear. The United States is currently struggling to catch up. With skyrocketing costs and frequently delayed projects, such as the Columbia-class submarines or the B-21 Raider, which is still undergoing lengthy testing. Bombers like the B-52 or B-2 Spirit may look impressive in parades, but against Russia's S-400 and S-500 air defense systems, they are just large targets waiting to be taken down. Russia, on the other hand, is not only modernizing what it already has, but also creating entirely new categories of weapons never seen in human history. While the US still relies on static underground silos for the Minuteman III, Russia is already maneuvering in space with the Avangard and hiding in the deepest ocean trenches with the Poseidon. So, what do you think? Who really holds the top spot? That's all for today, and thanks for watching.